Welcome to Drinking Bro Sports Tailgate Legend Show. We're live from a Patriots fan club right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I know, Joe, you're in heaven right now.
I come here all the time.
These are your people.
I watch the Patriots here all the time. I just try to keep to myself, not do anything silly. You know me. I like to just stay calm, cool, and collected.
Now, it's going to be a great game. We had a big week this week in college football. A lot of upsets. Some people are no longer undefeated.
That is true. Wake Forest being one of them. They went down, they lost to the lowly UNC Tar Heels. You know, they stormed the field there. And, you know, maybe we missed out on the chance to storm the field again being in Chapel Hill, but maybe we really wouldn't want to storm the field with those people anyway.
I think once a year for storming the field is good enough,
We've
right?
reached our quota.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to keep doing it. I mean, I definitely want to do it again. I just don't know this quickly.
Well, Wake Forest goes down, completely destroys their chances. I didn't think they had a chance to make the college football playoff anyway, but now they have absolutely zero shot. But another team that might not have a shot is Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati did remain undefeated. They won last night. But they have two one-loss teams ahead of them right now. You got Bama, actually three, Bama, Oregon, and Ohio State. And they're probably going to get snubbed, and a lot of people in Cincinnati are going to be real upset at the beginning of this year, or the end of this year, when they lost their one chance to make the college football playoff. Now, do they deserve to be in there? I don't know. It depends. If you're undefeated and you beat teams like Notre Dame, who I believe was ranked 5th or 10th, it looks like, in the country, when they did beat them in Notre Dame, to me, I think that's enough to make the college football playoff. But what it really comes down to is not the 4 best teams in college football. It's who can provide the most money. Teams like Alabama and Ohio State, and even Oregon to an extent, are going to provide more revenue. There's going to be more fans spending more money. There's going to be more dollars in those teams than Cincinnati. Now, is that fair? I don't think so, but that's all the more reason why they need to completely change the way the college football playoff is done. They need to make it a 12-team college football playoff. That way you have teams like Wake Forest, if they were undefeated still, and Cincinnati have a chance, a legitimate chance to make the college football playoff. You need more parity in college football. It's the same 4 teams basically every year. It's Ohio State, it's Alabama, it's Georgia. Maybe, you know, Notre Dame sneaks in there sometimes. Maybe an Oregon sneaks in there sometimes. But for the most part, it's the same 3 or 4 teams. I would like to see more parity in college football. Get a couple different teams to maybe be a Cinderella, make an upset happen on the biggest stage. Now, I brought up Georgia, and we got to get to Georgia. We can't spend too much time on them. We've already been to 2 of their games so far this year. They travel well. They know how to tailgate, and they are by far the best team in the country. I don't think anyone's going to beat them. Maybe Bama has something to say about that in the SEC championship later on down the road, but they're an absolute unit. And if they remain undefeated, they go all through the year and don't have a single loss, they might go down as one of the greatest college football teams in the past decade.
Well, I'd love to see it. Georgia is one of my favorite tailgates of all time. I love tailgating with Georgia fans. Never thought, being from Florida, I would say that. But I'll tell you what, the Georgia fans, they do travel well, and their tailgates are the best. The food has been some of the best food that I've ever had at a tailgate as well.
Yeah,
so
they
I'm
travel
all in.
well.
How is Ohio State doing? I know that Ross, dying of AIDS, is missing a lot of things. Missed his Braves, winning the World Series. Ohio State, though, where are they sitting right now?
Well, honestly, I think Ross, if he was able to watch the game or not, it probably would have taken a year off his life, because that was way too close for comfort, to be honest, against Nebraska. Okay, a not so great Nebraska team. Now, if you look at just the final score, it looks like it was a wider margin than it actually was. I was watching that game from my couch yesterday, and I mean, Nebraska wasn't letting up, but it came down to really the final series. And, you know, Ohio State got an interception and the garbage time touchdown at the end. But in the fourth quarter, it was a game late into the fourth quarter, a one-score game. Ohio State has the ball. C.J. Stroud makes a big third down conversion. Sure enough, Ohio State's able to sneak that one out. But speaking of Big Ten teams, Michigan State wasn't able to squeak it out. So Purdue, they're the Boilermakers, but I'm going to call them the Spoiler Makers. That's a pa-dum-psh, Jimmy. Where are you, hot fingers Jimmy over here, missing my little... Wait for it. There it is. Okay. Now, they beat Iowa earlier in the year. I think Iowa was second or third in the country at the time when they ruined their season. And here they are again. Now, if you're a team like Purdue, who isn't a bad team by any means, but if you're not going to play for the college football championship, you're not going to win a national championship, you might as well ruin a couple team seasons along the way, and that's pretty much what Purdue's doing right now.
Yeah, were you going to make it to the Navy-Army game as well coming up soon?
I don't know. Who would you pull for?
Oh, obviously the Army.
Why's that?
I don't know. I know a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you say thank you for my service.
Dan Holloway.
Dan. I don't know. Dan might want to see Navy win just because that's how Dan is.
It could be. I think if I was a betting man, I think that Dan would probably pull for Navy just because you're right. That is the way Dan is. I'd like to switch gears to back to the NFL. Henry Ruggs, being a former law enforcement officer, this kind of strikes close to my heart. The big DUI, obviously, it's the biggest news. What is your perspective on this case with Henry Ruggs, and where does that leave the Raiders?
Now, I would be lying if I said that I've never driven a car after a beer or two. Now, I don't believe I've driven a car twice the legal limit or with a loaded gun. And I don't think I've ever in my life reached 156 miles an hour. So if I'm Henry Ruggs, I'm 23, 24 years old, just got drafted out of Alabama, looking good on a Raiders team that actually looked promising. I'm having my buddy or I'm hiring someone to drive me around everywhere I go. I'm never driving a car ever to show off to any girl, to anyone.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that this is a Raiders culture? We started off in the beginning of the season. It was all about look at me.
John
Gruden. We've also had some other troubles in the preseason. Some people coming out in the locker room. I mean, they have been...
That's not a problem, okay.
Not a problem, but I feel like in the locker room it is a problem. When you're drawing attention to yourself through the media, that becomes a huge issue. Now you have the Gruden thing that's obviously big in the media. Now you have the Henry Ruggs thing, big in the media. I think you got a lot of problems with a culture.
You might. You absolutely might with the Las Vegas Raiders. But the thing is, they're actually still a good team. They're actually still winning games. Derek Carr looks good. He looks like maybe elite. But also, since you bring up a Raiders wide receiver, I might begin to speculate here a little bit. Odell Beckham Jr. just got released by his his Cleveland Browns. Hello. And maybe Las Vegas is the new landing spot for Odell because they just lost a wide receiver, as we know. Maybe Odell gets in there. But who knows? That might shake things up, and he'd be a pretty decent replacement, even though I think Odell sucks. I know they've had people out there making video montages of all the times that Odell Beckham Jr. was open, and they want to blame Baker Mayfield. I know Ross would love to blame Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield is good. And I don't think Odell's very good. I think he's washed. Now, I'm saying that until he gets signed by the Patriots, hopefully, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Odell Beckham Jr. in Patriots jersey. I'd love to see it because I think Mac Jones needs weapons. But I think that now, since the Raiders lost Henry Ruggs, Odell, now would Odell help that culture you're talking about in Las Vegas? I'm not sure. He's got some weird kinks that, again, we don't kink shame, but who knows? But there's definitely something going on in Vegas. I mean, that's just what the Raiders are. They're controversial. They always have been. They always will be. But when it comes to, having players come out, and even the Gruden thing, to an extent, I don't really care about.
Weren't they one of the first teams that also was mandatory vaccinations, which also made big headlines
in their stadium? Yes, they were.
My point is, it doesn't matter what the noble and what justifies your cause. When you're bringing that much attention to the locker room, that causes chaos. It causes confusion.
Yeah.
Takes away from the game itself.
Now, when it comes to Henry Ruggs individually, there's been a plethora of other players who've had DUIs, who have even manslaughtered and killed people.
Dante Stallworth.
He was a former Patriot, Dante Stallworth, who's on that 2007 Patriots team that went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl. He was also a 9/11 truther to an extent, but we don't need to get into that. He did. He was very intoxicated. He did kill someone, and he listened to the 911 call that he made after he struck a pedestrian in the middle of the road, broke down in tears in court. Now, he came back and played after that. Another story is Leonard Little, who is an Asheville, North Carolina native. He was a great lineman for the St. Louis Rams, and he got a pretty bad DUI. He killed 2 people. Now, he came back, too, and played. A lot of these guys do their time, and they do come back. Now, is the time enough? Do you think they deserve more or less? I'm not sure. I think that's up to someone in law enforcement to determine that, I suppose. But these guys do get second chances.
I think you get a permanent ban. I mean, if you're going to permanently ban Pete Rose from simply betting on a game, you permanently ban somebody from killing somebody in a fucking car crash because you were intoxicated and acting like an asshole.
It's true. I mean, it's kind of apples to oranges with those comparisons, but it is true when you think about it, right? A guy who allegedly bet on himself or against himself in games can't make it to the Hall of Fame. But meanwhile, you have guys like Ray Lewis, Leonard Little, and Dante Stallworth who come back after they did take the life of someone, whether it was an accident or not. I mean, you're a professional, you're an adult, and you make a ton of money.
In the day and age where we have Uber, we have your cell phone, there are Facebook groups. Listen, if you're a drinking bro and you've had too much, there is no shame in saying I've had too much. Somebody will come get you. You gotta be the bigger man. You gotta take a lift.
I mean, I agree, especially when you have as much money as these guys have.
Doesn't matter.
No excuse.
If you don't have any money, call a friend, call a homie. Somebody will come and get you. It is not worth it. How expensive do you think a DUI is? How expensive do you think a manslaughter charge is?
Yeah, especially a couple years in prison, too. Now, there was another one that is a little different, and I think, either way, if someone dies, someone dies. But Josh Brent, a couple years back now, he was on the Cowboys, and he killed his teammate in a drunk driving accident.
Be the worst.
I mean,
It'd be the worst.
awful
I mean, if
because
I was driving and drinking and I killed somebody, obviously I'd want it to be my teammate Boston Joe because I hate him. But I mean, maybe this guy genuinely liked his teammate.
Listen, you can't just lie to the people out here. You
I
don't
can.
hate me.
I do.
He tells me he loves me all the time through text messages, and I have him to prove. So.
Yeah,
I'll pull him up. Maybe Jimmy can put him up on the post.
Now, if you were sitting in a car driving like an asshole, and you have your girlfriend in the passenger seat or your friend, your teammate, begging you, please slow down, stop. I mean, what a crazy existence that would be after you're sitting in prison having to know and having to think about that every day of your life.
156 miles an hour when you're twice the legal limit.
What kind of car was it?
I don't know what type of car it was.
Yeah, not a good ad for that car company.
Yeah, maybe people don't want people to know what type of car it was. But I will say the other part to it is he had a loaded gun.
I don't think I care about the loaded gun. I mean, I drive around with a loaded gun all the time. I also don't drive and drink and drive like an asshole while I have a gun in my car, whether it's legal or...
I'm calling you out right now, live on YouTube.
It's North Carolina. We don't use our blinker in North Carolina.
Of course.
Who cares?
Nobody in North Carolina uses their fucking blinkers. Know why? Because North Carolinians don't know how to drive, and people from Boston do. Got him. So we're talking about the NFL, and we're talking.
Wait, I want to talk about replacements. We have Derrick Henry. We were talking about who's he going to get replaced by?
Adrian Peterson, a guy who has
talking about drama.
Yeah,
right?
He beats his kid. Now, I'm pro beating kids. Just kidding. I'm not.
Yeah, is it a beating your kids thing, or was it a simple spanking?
No, see, he used a switch, and
What's wrong with that?
He, lacerated his son's scrotum.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
A little intense. Now,
excessive.
he's had guys like Charles Barkley come out and defend him and be like, hey, I'm from the South. That's what we do.
Yeah, listen, I spank my children. I'll go ahead and say it right now. I spank my children. My children will be respectful, and they will be good, God-fearing, adult, respecting human beings.
I got the wooden spoon.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I got the fish fillet paddle.
But I got the wooden spoon, and do you think inevitably...
Did not help.
I was going to say, I don't think...
You needed a father. You needed a dad.
I could have used one of those, maybe.
You needed a daddy.
Maybe,
I'm bummed, though. Derrick Henry is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Watching him live in Nashville was probably one of the coolest things I've done in a long time since seeing Bo Jackson.
I mean...
It was a long time ago.
I don't know if Derrick Henry could play baseball like Bo Jackson, but we did see him a couple of weeks ago throw a touchdown pass.
He's a beast.
Now, will the Titans recover? I'm not sure. The Titans were rolling. The Titans looked great. There is some speculation that Henry might be able to return late in the year if they make a deep playoff run. I'm not sure. Will he be at 100%? A foot injury for a running back is tough, especially when you're carrying around all that weight that Derrick Henry does carry around. He's great. It's unfortunate for the Titans that he's not probably going to be back for the rest of this year. But a guy who's missing this week...
Aaron Rodgers.
Now,
let me ask you this.
Yes.
I think it is embarrassing that somebody would leak your medical records. We're living in 2022 where anybody can just say your private information just wherever they want to. I think that's scary. But who replaces Aaron Rodgers while he's gone?
So Jordan Love was actually a first-round draft pick by the Packers a few years ago when everyone said that they should go get Aaron Rodgers some help, get him a running back, get him a wide receiver, a playmaking tight end. Instead, they draft a quarterback. That pissed Aaron Rodgers off. Now, maybe they took a page out of the Bill Belichick handbook because when the Patriots back in the day drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, it was like, whoa, why the hell do you need to draft a quarterback when you have Tom Brady? Now, I believe that helped make Tom Brady with, rage of flames in his eyes and motivated him because he won the Super Bowl that year. Now, he was, people don't like to admit it, but Brady was in decline just a little bit before they drafted Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe Belichick was like, maybe Brady's done, but Brady went and proved him wrong, of course, as we saw. Now, Jordan Love, we haven't really seen much of him yet, so it'll be interesting. If he goes in there and starts slinging all of a sudden, maybe Rodgers won't be in the Green Bay Packers uniform next year. Maybe he won't be no matter what happens. But if you're a betting man, I'd probably take the Chiefs in this one. The Chiefs are looking to bounce back. They've had a rough season, as we know so far. It's in Green Bay, but, I mean, if you don't have your premier quarterback. Now, the thing with Aaron Rodgers, he's a little bit of a quirky guy, right? We've talked about him before on the show for a number of different reasons. Now, his whole thing was he has, I forget exactly what he's allergic to, but something in the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines he is allergic to. Now, he was also skeptical of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because he's just a normal human being. And what I think is great is he was on the Pat McAfee show, and he was asked about this whole situation, and he goes, the people on the right are going to say I'm a hero, and the people on the left are going to cancel me, but I'm not going on CNN and I'm not going on Fox because I think they're both jokes, which, as we know, with Drinking Bros, sounds right up our alley, right? We don't care, left or right. He's a straight shooter, that Aaron Rodgers, so I respect that. I respect his opinion, and he's definitely going to get a lot of flack. He's definitely going to get a lot of shit for all of this, but, I mean, he spoke well on it. He was very articulate on his feelings towards the vaccines and what he wanted to do. Now, one could argue he went down and, Boca Raton or wherever he went and did some ayahuasca, and now he's seeing in a different whole spectrum of life. But hey, whatever works. I'm not one to kink shame. I'm not one to drug shame. And I think if he wants to go down to ayahuasca and learn a little bit about what the rest of the universe has to, hold for him, then I'm totally fine with that. And we'll see what happens going forward, because there were some weird sort of quirky rules with the NFL and their.
Now, does it seem like a little hypocritical with what they've done with Aaron Rodgers? I mean, what the rule is that if you're not vaccinated and you get COVID, then you get fined and you have to pay for missing the game.
Yeah, so I think he is getting fined, but I think he is appealing that fine with, which Matthew Judon, a great linebacker for the Patriots, was fined in week 2. He appealed the fine, and he actually won the appeal. So maybe he wins his appeal. I mean, he made some great points when he was sort of talking about the reasons why he didn't get vaccinated. He did say he was, it's a tough word for me, immunized?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it, but he said it, and he said that that's what he was. He took all these holistic drugs and all this and that with his hippy-dippy girlfriend or whatever, but whatever works. I mean, what happened to Land of the Free? We talked about Land of the Free and home of the world champion Braves, but if I'm the league, I'd just leave it alone. He's going to miss a game. That's going to hurt the Packers on the field. Let him come back next week when he's healthy, ready to go, and let the show go on.
We're on the boat with the NFL. Tell me about the Panthers and the Patriots. I know this is a game that you're dying to get to. Starts in about 35 minutes.
Yes, it does.
Now
Right now we're at Brickhouse because she's a brick
house.
Yeah. My mom wanted us to do that, by the way. That was for you, Mom. But anyway, we're at the Patriots bar, so it's going to be loud when the Patriots do inevitably win this game like they do against the Panthers. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 38, which was the last time a team went back-to-back. And I was just a wee little lad back in 2004, but I remember it. It was great. It was a great Super Bowl, too. Jake Daylight coming. You got a DeLome was playing quarterback for the Carolina Panthers back then. Now, I think Mac Jones has looked great, honestly. He had a little bit of some slip-ups last week. He was trying to air it out a little bit more, which is fine. Take the training wheels off of Mac Jones. He looks great. Christian McCaffrey is coming back. He's been injured. He's always injured, it seems. He's on my fantasy team, and it pisses me off, but that's okay. He's coming back. And I don't know how much of a workload he's going to have. It's a hamstring. It's this. It's always something with him. He's a great player when he's on the field. He's going to be back for the first time since week 3. He's probably going to be a difference maker depending on how healthy he actually is. They activate him, but they said they're going to wait till game time to talk about his actual status for on the field. So how much will he play? How much will he factor in? Someone like Bill Belichick knows how to neutralize and get rid of the best player on the field. That's their best player. Now, on defense, one could argue their best player is a former Patriot who's cut by the Patriots. Actually, he wasn't cut. He was traded for like a 6th-round draft pick. But where I come from, you might as well just get cut. 6th-round draft picks, who cares about? Stefan Gilmore is playing for the Carolina Panthers. He was injured. He was struggling. And now he's back playing for the Panthers. And he came up big last week. And who knows? Maybe this is a revenge game for Stefan Gilmore. I mean, if you ever play your former team, if you had the chance to go and police against your former police crew, However, how about this? If you were on the Clayton rugby team,
Okay.
they get rid of you. They think you're washed up, you're done. You go play for Raleigh, and then you go play Clayton, you're not going to have an extra chip on your shoulder that's not going to motivate you a little bit?
I don't know. I don't really get chippy. I think I would shake a lot of hands, and I would just do my best, as always.
Such a gentleman you are. I don't believe any of that.
Rugby's a gentleman's sport.
Yes, sir. Right? That's what they say to the refs all the time.
Yeah,
sir.
you have to call him sir. Whether it's a girl or a guy, it's always a sir.
Now, one could say that that's problematic, but that's neither here nor there. But I do like the Patriots in this. Obviously, my opinion is biased. Obviously, I'm at a Patriots bar, too. Obviously, I'm a Patriots fan. We all know this. But I still think the Patriots are a better team. The Panthers, oddly enough, were good in the beginning of the year. Sam Darnold actually looked good. He's coming back down to earth. He was in concussion protocol last week. Have you ever had a concussion protocol?
No, we didn't have that back in our day. You played with a concussion.
How many fingers am I holding up type thing? And 3.5.
Yeah,
You're in there.
No, I was a wedge breaker. I was also the safety. I came in almost every blitz. I got my bell rocked almost every single game. I wasn't allowed to play my senior year because of too many concussions. But I wasn't probably going to play that much anyway.
How many concussions do you think you've had in your life?
I have no idea. I live a pretty reckless life.
9.5.
I don't know, because I don't feel like, I think that we kind of overdo the concussion things. Like, obviously when you're in the UFC, obviously if you're a boxer, obviously if you're a hard-hitting linebacker or safety, you probably do have a lot of concussions. I think everybody else, it's every time they get a headache, it's a concussion. Every time they die of gunshot wounds, it's COVID. I think there's a kind of a correlation there, in my opinion. I think we're very head injury happy right now.
Which is good and bad. I think a lot of it has to do with the NFL getting sued, that concussion movie with Will Smith, all those things. They want to cover their own ass. So that's the thing. When the NFL is disingenuous when they say they care about player safety first.
No,
because they added an extra game. They don't care about safety. What they care about is their pockets. And they know if more of these guys are getting hurt, missing time, and suing the league like Jim McMahon. I mean, Jim McMahon was a former Bears quarterback back in the day, beat the Patriots in 1985, did the Super Bowl shuffle. The poor guy needs to wear sunglasses. I mean, the lights that are on us right now would be too much for him. He barely recognizes his own children, and that's sad. And that's awful. Now, one could argue he signed up to play this gladiator-type sport, but at the same time, you do want to protect these guys. I mean, they owe it to these guys to be protected. Now, are they going too far? Maybe. However, they are just trying to save their
why don't we go the other way and protect them through money, through better insurance, through better education?
Instead of giving them drugs and pills,
right?
they let
Instead
them
of
smoke some
giving
weed?
steroids and telling them to suck it up and continue on. But again, I don't know but I tell you what, if I was down on concussion protocol, I'd want to be down on a Ghost Bed. Ghost Bed, been a loyal sponsor for the Drinking Bros for the last 5 years. They have a Veterans Day special. I know we've done the same ad read time and time again, but this ad read is different. There is a Veterans Day special. Obviously, we're a veteran-owned and operated podcast, but Ghost Bed is offering a special deal. Instead of the 30% they are offering, they are going to offer 33% off. 33% off everything in the store with the coupon code DrinkinBros33. DrinkinBros33. Go to ghostbed.com/pages/drinkingbros, and they will change the 33% off code for you. We love Ghost Bed because they've been a loyal sponsor and because they're made in the good old USA. Every mattress has a 20-year warranty, and you can try it out for 101 nights. $998, $999, but 101. If you don't like it, you can easily send it back. No hard feelings, but you won't. One of our favorite parts about Ghost Bed is that each mattress has cooling technology in it, so that if you get hot at night, like we do here in North Carolina, but not recently because it's been cold as shit.
Drying out my skin.
But you can stay cool, baby. Stay hard while staying cool. Ghost Bed also offers bundles so that you can get everything you need. You don't even have to really think about it. Just choose from one of their 4 mattresses and then pick your bundle. Whether you just need a mattress and a frame or you want it all, I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now. Yeah. Like their cooling pillows and sheets, you can get the best bang for your buck. Right now, Ghost Bed is offering flash sale 40% off Ghost Bed bundles where you get the mattress and the adjustable base if you use that code DrinkinBros, or 33% off if you use DrinkinBros33, and that gets you everything. Everything in the store is off 33%. Ghostbed.com/DrinkinBros, and that's this week only. This is the special deal, the 33% off. Yes, 33% off everything in their store with the coupon Drinking Bros 33. Listen, if you can't afford a new mattress, get the pillow. The cooling pillow is insane. It's intense. I need the whole thing, though. I need the total package. It's all great. And you could buy this with Last Row Lopez credit. $35 a month, 0 down, 0% financing. It's ghostbed.com/Drinking Bros. Made in the USA, 15 massage modes, 0 gravity, veteran owned and operated. No, it's not. It's Spain in the USA. Just kidding. Almost got you there. But yeah, anyway, we love Ghostbed.
We do. And I just want to take a minute to have a little Boston Joe PSA real quick. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this because last week I mentioned Podcast Jesus, my guy Kirk Minahan from Massachusetts, who was on WEEI as a podcast on Barstool Sports now. And he's really struggled with his mental health, suicidal thoughts, paranoia, all the things. And he's been very open with it. He's had to take leaves of absence a few times now, and he went on his show. He was struggling to get the words out. It hurt my soul to watch this, and he came out and said he's going to need to take some time off again. Now, I just want to take the time now to say if you know someone or you are struggling with your mental health, just talk about it. Find someone. Don't hold it in. It doesn't do anyone any good, okay? I'm sure as a lot of the Drinking Bros who are veterans out there know better than I could ever know about mental health and friends who struggle with mental health, PTSD, paranoia, suicidal thoughts, all those things. Reach out to someone. If it's you, if you're having these thoughts, if you're having these feelings, reach out to someone. Message me and Tansey if you want, whatever it takes. So I just want to give a shout out to my guy Kirk Minahan one more time because I think that's brave. I think it's a thing with men where you want to be masculine and be tough and pretend you don't struggle. I struggle. We all struggle, some more than others. So I just want to say a little shout out to my guy Kirk Minahan one time. And if you're struggling, we're here to help. Tans and I will all take your message.
Speaking of the manly thing to do, one of the manliest things to do is to take care of your household, take care of your family. Our next sponsor, Policy Genius. This is important. What's easier than opening a can of cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving? Getting free life insurance quotes with Policy Genius. It's that easy, folks. If you're looking for something to do while the family is running a turkey trot, running the old turkey marathon. Your family ever ran a turkey marathon?
I have no idea what that means.
How about a half marathon?
Nope.
Never heard of her. You can be just as productive by comparing quotes from top life insurers with Policy Genius. As someone relies on your financial support, whether it's a child, aging parent, or even a business partner, like Boston Joe here, because you know what? If I die, I'm giving it all to you, baby. That's how much
really?
I love you.
All $12 in your bank
Just kidding.
account?
I would give it to our producer, Jimmy, before I ever gave it to you.
He's got more
You need
money
life
than me.
insurance to properly provide for their families, your family. Most people need 10 times the life insurance coverage than they get through their employer. Why Policy Genius? Because it makes it easy to compare quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. That's $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by using Policy Genius to compare policies. The licensed experts at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance companies, and that's important. They work for you, not the insurance companies, by getting you the right policy, life insurance policy. The licensed experts at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance company, so you can trust them to help you navigate every step of the shopping and buying experience. That kind of service has earned Policy Genius thousands of 5-star reviews across Trustpilot and Google, and eligible applicants can get you covered in as little as 1 week, thanks to an award-winning policy option that swaps the standard medical exam requirement for a simple phone call. That exclusive policy was recently rated #1 by Forbes Advisor, higher than options from Ladder, Ethos, and Besto. Getting started is easy. First, head to policygenius.com/drinkinbros. That's DRINKIN bros. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes to find your best price. When you're ready to apply, Policy Genius team will handle the paperwork and scheduling for free. For free. Policy Genius doesn't add on any extra fees. Head to policygenius.com/drinkinbros to get started right now. Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right.
Wow. That was great, Tansey. You're getting better at those ad reads. I'm glad I taught you how to do that. So I know we're going to go back to this Patriots-Panthers matchup. We're going to sort of wrap up the show with talking about it at the end all the way through. But also what I want to talk about is a little bit sort of around the league here. I was looking at some of these spreads. I was looking at some of these matchups. I didn't really love any of them, to be honest with you. But there was one that I want to make my Boston Joe lock of the week. Where's that sound, Jimmy? Come on. Jimmy's struggling. That's all right. He's frantically over here. Just yeah, that's more like it, actually. So listen, last week, my Patriots beat I want to say San Diego every time, but they're the Los Angeles Chargers. And Justin Herbert is a beast. The Chargers are a good team. But Bill Belichick, for whatever reason, has their number. Now, I think the Chargers on paper, and maybe towards the end of the year we'll see, is probably a better team than the Patriots overall. But they got the best of them last week. But I think they bounce back this week. They're sitting at -1.5 against the Eagles. I don't care if it's at Philly. I know it's always sunny there. But the Philadelphia Eagles suck, okay? They're trash, and I think that the Chargers come back, have a nice bounce-back game. I take the Chargers -1.5. That's Boston Joe's lock of the week, as we are being served right now some nachos and wings. Now, there is no better tailgate food, in my opinion, than nachos and wings. We got our buddy up here. He's going to put his mask down and tell us all about this food.
Well, first off, you're not losing with any food when you hit the brick. You know what I'm saying? And you're definitely not losing when you're drinking with the bros. By the way, I'm about to get out so I can drink with the bros, too. You know what I'm saying?
You got it.
I got to make it happen.
Ray, you were here the first time we were here, and you got me sauced, and you're getting me sauced again. I love how when I asked you what are your 2 favorite tailgating foods, you said nachos, you said wings. Tell us about the wings and the sauce that you chose for us today.
Okay, we had to come with the big sauce. Now, I'm going to give you the dry rub because that always lets you enjoy your crunch. You know what I'm saying? It's a little Cajun, a lot of persuasion with that. You know what I'm saying? A little Cajun, a lot of persuasion with that. Second round, the Chipotle barbecue. Now, that's a combination. That's some real scientific stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? It's
You
like
concoct that yourself.
Literally. Get the Chipotle barbecue, dip it with the ranch. I swear, you sit still to make you dance, though. It's crazy.
So I'm guessing that you were ranch over blue cheese all day.
Oh, no. No?
No?
Like I said, it's scientific. Blue cheese, you got to go with your Enfuego, your hots, any of that, anything a little sweet.
Shit, you're real deal, brother. You are real deal. You know the sauces. You know the
Yeah, we drip sauce, man.
Now, look, I see you got a Patriots jacket jersey on. Is that a jersey? Oh, it's a jersey over a jacket. He's going with
And that's the
Brady,
GOAT, Tom Brady.
the
If you watch it on
OG
YouTube,
goat.
hammer that like button.
So I guess that you're taking the Panthers over. I mean, you're taking the Patriots over the Panthers today. Yeah. Are you from North Carolina?
Yeah.
But you work at a Patriots fan club bar.
Bro, I like the Patriots.
Okay.
Don't get it wrong. Carolina did something funny with them. I respect the team because, like I said, I'm Carolina home and bred. But Patriots got this one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Are you excited that they picked up Cam Newton? It's touchy.
This the real. I wasn't excited for what he could do as a player. Cam Newton's a diva to me, bro. Like, he need to be in movies. I was more excited watching
He's
his
doing a cooking
interviews.
show now.
I believe it, bro.
Yeah.
I said that should have happened then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was not cooking on that field like he should have been.
No, not like he used to. He lost a few steps. I was a little excited when Cam came to the Pats because it's different. It's the polar
That's
opposite
what I
of
was
Brady,
saying.
right?
That's what I was
So
saying.
like, oh, maybe we can do something. I mean, I don't want to say he was disappointing. You don't make the playoffs. That's a little disappointing. In New England, we make the playoffs every fucking year.
Yeah, man.
And Mac Jones beat him out, and I think that was the right call, to be honest. Now, are you surprised that Cam hasn't seen another team yet? Are you surprised that he didn't reunite with Ron Rivera in Washington? Or do you expect to see Cam Newton play in the NFL again?
Yeah, but not soon.
Not soon?
Not soon.
Not this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna have to get a hunger. He's gonna have to get more of a hunger about him. Like, he was, like I said, too much of a diva. It was more. He was scrimmaging.
But
he
he's
wasn't
only
playing.
getting older. He's not getting any younger now. He's losing more and more steps. His shoulder's almost gone.
Well, he better get in the gym with LeBron because I don't know how he doing it, but he gonna need it.
Maybe he gets in the gym with TB12 himself. I mean, that guy's drinking from the fountain of youth, man. He's butt chugging the fountain of youth.
Brady's different. Brady's different.
He's an
bro.
alien.
Literally.
He has to be.
Literally.
There's
That
no
is
explanation
What
for
you call them? Titans. He one of them, bro. He is the sport, bro.
He is.
Look, when you talk to Brickhouse, which is a very big bar in
It's
Raleigh,
the bar.
It is the bar
The
in,
bar.
in downtown Raleigh. It's the biggest sports bar that there is out here. And you happen to be one of the best waiters, the best servers. When you talk to the owners, when you talk to the GMs, it's always Ray. You got to have Ray on. Ray's going to do this. Ray's going to do that. How did you rise to the top of this game? Did you know that you were going to be big dog at a sports bar, the big waiter?
Now, I'm going to be honest. No, I did not. I happened to walk in with a person who rises up just as much as me, my man Chaz. We was cooks.
Look at
People
Chaz
don't
over
know.
there.
We know food and sauce because we was in the back cooking, watching the bosses, man. And somehow we both made it here. We still out front. We still grinding, man. We still in the game.
Dude, I love servers. Like I'm a sommelier. I have a sommelier diploma, a certified specialist of wine diploma, and I've always been fascinated with servers because your job in life is to make people who are having a bad day have a better day, and people who are having a good day a great day. And I think that's just so fucking important in life. What is your favorite part about serving the community?
It's the entertainment level because, I do music too, so I'm already one with the community. So
Right.
This is kind of both parts. It's like I find it cool to be a rapper in the off life where I can't see people much or I can talk to people and then I can come in on an off day and I'm right in your face. How we
Do you
doing?
ever have a
I'm
bad
shaking
day?
hands.
Do you ever have a bad day? I've never seen you not smile.
I just smile through bad days.
You just smile
That's
through
one
bad
way
days.
to do it.
I'll tell you, the energy at a table, the energy whenever we came in here early this morning to get set up. Maybe some people may have the morning blues, like I did. I came in here a little bit grumpy, but when I met you, when I walked up to you right off the bat, your energy, you pumped me up, and you put me on some hard beer again.
Man,
Some
hell
high
yeah.
alcohol beer.
Hell yeah.
I always let the server choose my beer, and you go right for it. What do you know the alcohol percent of this beer at all?
Oh, hell yeah. I think it's 7.9, bro.
Wow.
7.9.
So you mentioned
Jeez.
you're a musician, you're a rapper, you said.
Yes, sir.
So me and our producer Jimmy are working on, obviously we're Drinking Bros Sports, this Drinking Bros podcast. They got history, politics, and everything in between. I'm working on the music end of it right now. I'm a musician myself. I play guitar and pretend to sing.
Oh, I've seen your work. Great job, by the way.
And so we'd love to, once we get it rolling, come on, promote yourself, and come on Drinking Bros Music. We'll do a show. We got a little studio in Clayton, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And you can promote the shit. Where can people follow you on Instagram?
You can follow me at I am Fifth Shang, which is I am Fifth Shang. Very easy. You know what I'm saying? You can also find the music on every platform. Apple
shameless
Music,
plug.
Spotify. I don't even know. I seen something in Russia that I got too. I said, that's
They
pretty
like
cool.
you in Russia. Interesting.
Bro, I seen a TikTok that was a good day.
So listen, I'm a foodie guy, and you talked about the dry rub
Oh,
the
yeah.
dry rub wings. I'm gonna take a bite of this. I'm very particular on my dry rubs. The skin's got to be crispy.
Uh-huh.
The skin has to be the star of the show,
Uh-huh.
but the chicken's got to be moist. I'm gonna go ahead and try it without the sauce, and I'm gonna try it with the sauce to see if you nail the sauce, because I'm also with you. I like blue cheese with some. I like ranch with others. I'm gonna take a bite raw real quick.
Never blue cheese. One bite, everyone knows the rules. Here we go. We got Tansey going in. How's that? Tansey, tell us, how's your palate right now?
Look at the
there
steam
it
off
is.
the wing. Look at the steam off the wing.
One, and I'm not just saying this. The skin is crispy.
It looks
The meat is
crispy.
moist. There's a hint of spice there. It's a lingering spice. I like it. I absolutely think you guys nail your wings. You have the best wings in town. When I come, this is what I get. I was here for lunch on Friday. Love the wings. I'm going to try it in the ranch because the ranch is a little bit sweet, and that's going to cool down the spice.
No, not our ranch. Our ranch is homemade, brother.
Oh,
Homemade.
ranch.
You don't get that type of ranch nowhere else. That's a treasure.
Oh,
Brickhouse special
tell me about
for
the
you.
ranch.
Oh man. Well, see, no. That's I hate to say it, that's a secret recipe, man. We can't
shit.
give you the SpongeBob type of thing
The
going on
Krusty
right here.
Krab.
You only got if
He's
you want that
plankton
ranch.
over here.
The only thing I can tell you about that ranch is you got to come to Brickhouse to get it, man.
I come to Brickhouse all the time. I was saying before, I watch the Patriots games here all the time. Unfortunately, I can't see the Patriots at home, but I don't mind it coming here. There's a Boston-like atmosphere. They play in between commercial breaks. They try to get a little Boston feel close. But what I love to do is look for the fans. Now, I'm not knocking. If you want to root for my team, you can root for my team. But I see the guys who have, newer jerseys, and then I see the guys who have older jerseys, like I have a Teddy Bruschi jersey. And that people see me with the Bruschi jersey, and they know he's a real one right there. So, it is what it is. I can tell the guys who have a brand new Julian Edelman jersey or whatever. This is Jimmy throwing me my real Teddy Bruschi jersey. This isn't even Dante Hightower. I've probably had this jersey since 2001. I take good care of it, obviously, too.
That's a throwback, classic.
It's a real throwback. I mean,
real
Teddy
throwback.
Bruschi is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated and underappreciated linebackers of all time, never mind just for my team, the Patriots. Now, you were joking around with Tansey about who you got in this game.
Isn't Bruschi a little angry at Tom Brady right now?
So Brady was on with Peyton and Eli Manning.
Let me stand on
and
this side.
Yeah.
He made a joke about how defensive players are dumb. Now, Brady was joking, and Brewski sort of joked back, and I'm like, oh, really? I'm dumb, huh? Because Brewski was the quarterback of that defense. He was the field general on the other side of the ball. He's not dumb. There are some dumb football players on each side of the ball.
Brady
Brewski's not a
apologized for
dumb
that.
guy. He did, just because that's his buddy, that's his boy, because Brady's a class act. That's why.
You think he'd ever look at Ray Lewis and say, you're dumb?
No.
You think he'd ever look at Troy Polamalu
Not if he's wearing a white suit.
to his face and be like, you're dumb?
Oh, no.
Could you imagine?
Listen, I
Charles Woodson, you're dumb.
I mean, he tried
dumb.
kicking Ed Reed one time. There was a play back in the day where he slid and he stuck his cleat up in the air and he almost cleated Ed Reed, and there was some controversy around that. But a year or two ago, him and Ed Reed saw each other in the tunnel before the game. They dapped each other up. Nothing but love for those two guys who competed at high levels against each other for years. So I think everyone has respect for Brady around the league. I'm sure a lot of guys hate him, but they hate him because they ain't him, in my opinion.
Couldn't have said
But I
it better.
think that he's got to be probably the most respected guy in the whole league at this point. I mean, everyone's gunning for him. Someone like even Lamar Jackson, who, again, complete opposite style of player, but Lamar Jackson is great in his own way. Won an MVP already. He's unbelievable. But everyone's talking about, like, oh, MVPs and this and that. And he goes, I'm just trying to be Tom Brady. I'm shooting for the top. And someone who says something like that, a guy like Lamar, that's a guy that I would root for. A guy who's like, no, I'm trying to be my own. No, I'm trying to get to the top.
Obviously he is, because once I have that money and I have Giselle, I'm out.
You know, here's a controversial thing. Giselle's sister
I'm just getting laid.
is hotter than Giselle.
Really?
Google her right now. I forget her first name, but Giselle's great. She's annoying as anything. But Giselle's sister is definitely hotter than Giselle. But to each their own. You know, Tom is looking like a weirdo these days. He definitely colors his hair, which is fine. He definitely colors it, Tom. You can let the grays show. It'll probably look cooler out there.
Popular right now. It's in.
But a
Gray is in.
little touch of gray is in, right?
Let that belly out a little bit.
That's a Dr. Strange
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Let the belly out a little bit. Dad bods are in right now. Little gray hair.
I've been
Relax.
rocking the dad bod since 1992.
I know.
okay?
Ray, listen, do you have a favorite college team?
No, college, I'm more neutral. I like to see all of them play.
Wolfpack. Come on.
No, I'm more neutral. I'm real neutral, because if I am going to say a team, I got to go OH. I'm going to be honest. But I really do like the Wolfpack, though. My thing is I just can't bet on them.
You can't. No, you
We're
cannot.
gonna be at the Wake Forest Wolfpack game next week. And Wake Forest just had a big loss. I don't know how much you pay attention to college football.
Oh, yeah, I'm around the screens all the time, brother.
So Wake Forest blew their chance. Now, I didn't think they had a chance. We talked about it at the top of the show. I didn't think they had a chance to make the college football playoff. They definitely don't now. In a weak ACC this year. But the Wolfpack, they've had an up and down year. They beat Clemson. That was a big deal. But they've blown
that
some
was a good
games,
game.
too.
That
They
was a
won
real
last
good game.
night against Florida State, which Florida State's pathetic this year. But that's going to be a good game, an ACC matchup. Wake Forest, NC State. Who you got in that one?
That I got to go State.
Go Wolfpack?
Actually,
That's going to be tough.
I want to see them win that. Not only will it bring great business here, but I got a lot of friends that go to State, too. I'd rather see them happy than sad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And honestly, the Wolfpack travel well. We've been to a Wolfpack game earlier. Jimmy got into a little brouhaha, but we don't need to talk about that again.
Yeah, well, actually, our producers
great
actually trespassed
atmosphere.
from NC State, and he's the only sober one. But
He
yeah,
needed a rabies shot after that game. He got bit so bad.
so a guy bit him in the middle of the fight. It was absolutely epic.
Fight
Before we let
dirty.
you go, I know you got a lot of things to do here.
right there.
Who is your favorite and most inspirational rapper? Who is somebody that you maybe not so much emulate, but somebody that inspires you to create?
I got to give it a 2. I got to say definitely Wayne, and I also got to say Nas, because Nas makes a lot of sense, but Wayne got a lot of sauce somewhere I'm in between. That's where you
I
find
feel
Shane.
like Nas is so lyrical that it just almost doesn't get known as much or seen as much. Because like Lil Wayne was popular. He was huge, right?
He was just
I mean, when the car that comes out, he was on top of the world for a small point in time because it was like almost fun. It wasn't like you didn't laugh at him. You're almost laughing with him with some of the
Literally.
stuff that he would
Literally.
say. Whereas Nas is like, sometimes I feel like he was almost too smart and too lyrical that went over some people's heads.
Oh, yeah, with Nas, man, you don't catch yourself rapping his lyrics much. You catch yourself literally.
Thinking about it too, right?
Literally use
Well, what do you
all
think
the
about
different-
North Carolina's own J. Cole?
Oh, bro, Cole is my guy, bro.
He's a legend.
That's what I said. Cole is one of the first rappers I know to really skip superstardom and jump straight into legendary
Yeah.
status.
No features.
Literally, like He got a freestyle on Hot 97, bro. It'll make your damn heart stop.
Great.
You got a freestyle on it out anywhere?
I got freestyles out everywhere, albums out everywhere, mixtapes, videos.
Well, you just got a bunch of new fans right now from all listening and watching to this. So
Well, I appreciate y'all, but before you even listen to anything, make sure you drinking with the bros.
You're the best, man.
Brother.
Appreciate you.
Man.
Oh,
you're one of my favorite of all time, brother. We're gonna go to a game with you. We're gonna take you to a game.
I was begging Chaz to get up here. He's shaking his head at me. No, he's wearing He's wearing an Andrew Luck Colts jersey, so he's sad and confused. But
we talked all NC State. I think if we're gonna talk NC State, we got to get our number one female fan up here.
Super
Old
fan of
Katie
NC
Lane.
State.
Katie, come on up here.
Always family.
Give the lovely Katie Lane your microphone here. And Katie Lane, you were nervous last night. We were texting about the Wolfpack. You were nervous.
What are you holding in
Actually,
your hand?
someone bought these 2 shots.
Oh, boy.
right
All right. Looks like we got
It's
shots.
Instill spiced rum.
And still never heard of her.
Instill Distilling Company Spice Rum. I may or may not have had this. Cheers, homie.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Are you excited about NC State next weekend?
I am excitedly nervous about NC State next weekend.
Especially after Wake Forest blew it. You know,
Right.
a team like that, when they lose a big game, they're going to want to bounce back.
They are. They're going to be ready for revenge.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good rum.
We're going to be in hostile territory, too. We're going to be in Wake Forest. I don't
Right.
know what the fans are like. They have never been there. Why is Wake Forest in Winston-Salem instead of Wake Forest?
I don't know. I don't know much about Wake Forest.
I don't either.
Winston-Salem is really
Deacons.
far.
You know, the thing about Wake Forest, too, is they're kind of like the redheaded stepchild of North Carolina schools. You got Duke and UNC, then you got NC State, even like teams like Coastal and ECU. But Wake Forest, I feel like, gets forgotten about, yet they've produced people like Chris Paul and Tim Duncan with their basketball
Yeah,
program.
that's about all, though.
So what? Chris Paul and Tim Duncan, those are some of the top 25 to 50 players who's ever played in the league in the NBA. That's pretty significant in my book, but they kind of get overshadowed amongst all the other schools that are going on in this triangle
Right.
area.
If we get tickets to the game, you gonna go with us next weekend?
If you get tickets to the game, I will definitely go with you.
Is there anything you ever say no to? Are you anti anything?
I don't. Well, I don't know if I can say it on.
Yeah, you can say whatever
no,
you want.
No.
She's like, nope.
Say it. Our fans love
it's
you.
not nasty or anything. I'm super
Damn it, don't say
anti-COVID
it then.
vaccine.
Oh, boy.
Oh, are you really?
You said it. We're going
Oh,
to
you
get flagged
did
on
say
YouTube
it.
I know, that's what I'm
now. Here
saying.
we
Y'all
go.
said I can
Here
say
we
it.
go.
That's okay.
I'm anti-mandate, but how can we not talk about Patrick Mahomes on your shirt right here? So you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Well, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan. I think
Oh.
we've done this before. It was Phillip Rivers. I had to jump.
Is the
So
Mahomes
he's
your Mahomie?
your new Phillip Rivers.
Nobody will ever be.
Well, let me tell you this. Phillip Rivers talked about
Yeah, the
getting
Saints.
a call from the Saints.
I
Now,
know.
if Phillip Rivers comes back out of
Oh,
retirement,
we're jumping out.
now you're a Saints fan, right? Yeah, here we go.
sorry.
Now we're partying in the bayou all over again. So what's up with your boy Patrick Mahomes then? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know much about him.
Do you blame his little brother and his TikToks? You said you're on TikTok, right?
I'm not on TikTok, Joe.
You're not on TikTok? You had mentioned in TikTok earlier. I figured all the cool kids are on TikTok.
No, I'm not on TikTok.
So if you were a
You don't
professional,
TikTok? If you Snapchat?
I do Snapchat.
Oh, you ever Snapchat any news to Boston Joe?
not
I
yet.
don't think so. I don't think so.
We can
Not that I
change
can
that.
remember.
Was it on the table?
I don't know.
Do you send a lot of nudes?
You know, my dad watches this when I'm on
Oh,
it.
no, she
So
doesn't.
he
I
Oh,
do.
my mom watches. What are we
No,
doing
dude.
here?
he watched it last time when we were at NC State, and I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
so he doesn't like me, does
"Oh
he?"
shit!"
That's all right. Most dads don't like me. That's fine.
She's a nice, modern, gentle woman.
I'm perfect. This microphone cord keeps getting in the nachos.
Yeah, I was afraid of getting the sour cream on our.
Those nachos are
So,
bomb, though.
do you know anything about animals, Katie?
Did you say animals? I
Animals.
can't
Do you know
understand.
anything about animals?
Animals.
Yeah. Have you ever
You're a
seen?
nurse. Do you ever nurse any animals?
No, those are veterinarians.
Oh.
But let me ask you this. So, have you ever seen a panther in Carolina, north or south?
Okay, so actually, I've never seen one, but I have heard that there is one on the loose. I think it's in Clayton.
So there you go.
Oh,
So that's
I'm
what I
never
wanted
going
to
out
talk
again.
about is the Carolina Panthers organization, their team, is based on a lie or allegedly a myth. There aren't any Panthers native to North Carolina. They haven't been seen in decades. However, they're the Carolina Panthers. Now, we know there are Patriots in New England, of course, and there are across America, but there aren't any Panthers native to the Carolinas, and it doesn't make sense when you really think about it. Why?
People have seen one in North Carolina.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I did some research on that, and allegedly, like you were saying, that there's been an infamous Black Panther that has been seen on the loose in North Carolina. It's almost like the Bigfoot of North Carolina or the Brian Laundrie of North Carolina.
Oh, man.
Too soon?
It's
Too soon?
way too soon.
Have you ever gotten a call as if you're
You
watching
look
on
like
YouTube
Gabby
again,
Petito.
hit the like button. Tansey's got holes in his mouth. That insta rum shot is going right to his head. Guy's never drank in his life, it seems. Have you ever gotten a call from anyone reporting when you were a cop that they've seen a panther on the loose in Raleigh or Clayton or anywhere in the Triangle area?
No, but when your mom came to town, we got a lot of reports of a cougar in the midst.
Womp womp.
She'll love that one, actually. That's the first time that you've said something that she's going to be like, actually, maybe that Eric Tansey isn't so bad after all.
Who knows?
You're still a piece of shit in my book.
Maybe I'll seal the deal with that one. What time is it?
It's time.
It's almost game time, baby. We're at
It's almost game time. Who are you taking today, Katie Lane?
I'm going with the
Besides Boston Joe.
Panthers.
Is Boston Joe still on the table? I know last time we had you on the show, you were extremely drunk, and you had some eyes. You had some flirty eyes with old Boston Joe over here. You're a little bit more sober today. Go ahead and look at him in the eyes.
I don't look as handsome
Look
this
at his
time,
Boston blue eyes. What do you think? Are you still as all in?
He's just Joe, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Now I'm
Okay.
just Joe. The Boston has been dropped. I guarantee you, though, the more you drink, the better I look.
That's usually how it works.
Who do
usually how
you
it
take
works.
today? Are you taking the Panthers or the Patriots?
Just said the Panthers all day.
Panthers all day.
Yeah.
Do you have
You
a
should take
score
the
in
Panthers,
mind?
too.
Do you have a score in
Do I
mind?
have a score in mind? Well, they are both pretty shitty, so I'm going to go with
Wait a second. What did you just say? The
I
Patriots are not
31-24. Panthers.
What is it?
31-24
Oh,
Panthers.
31-24. I like the score. I'm going to go 21-13.
I was going to say 27-13 in favor of my Patriots.
Oh, I'm going
Mac
I'm going
Jones
the
throws for
Panthers.
2. Joe Stradamus.
Drinking Bro-at of the week. You get to pick one human that's still alive, that inspires you, that keeps you going. If you say my name, I swear to God, I will fucking punch
You're
you.
not a bro.
I don't hit girls.
I'm
just kidding. I would never
last time I
punch you.
said my dad. I don't know.
Who are you saying this time?
She can be a broette. I'm going to say my daughter. She that sounds
Oh,
really
you say her
cheesy.
name?
Yeah, we can say
Kaya?
Kaya.
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 I like to say Kaya
Everything
three
I
times.
do, I do it for you.
I like to say Kaya 3 times.
Kaya.
Yep. I think that's the way to do it.
If I say that in the mirror, will she appear?
Yeah.
Maybe. How do you think I spell that?
KYA.
I think she has a crush.
Yeah, is that how you do it?
Yeah, you would be surprised.
Does she have a crush on my son?
Well, we've already prearranged our marriage. So it's going to be Kaya and Duke.
Well, Tansey's oldest son called me a name the other.
No, we're not gonna say
We're not
that.
gonna. We're not
I
gonna
don't
say
even
it. We're
know
not
where
gonna
you learned
talk about
that.
it. But he did call me a name, which I found humorous. Now, listen. I know we just let you say drinking bro out of the week. I gotta say, I just want to give a drinking bro out of the week to Jessie Wiseman because I know she's been wife of the year. Ross has been a little down in the dumps, a little sickly. I know she's been by his side the whole time.
She's been by? Heyo.
She's been working. She's been by his side, raising the kids. Probably not by herself. Maybe she has some help, but so what? I just want to give a little shout out to Jessie Wiseman, holding down the fort, making sure that people like Giorgio and Delco and Bob are in line while Ross is gone. And I just want to give a little shout out and a drinking bro out of the week to Jessie Wiseman.
We always love old Jay Fire.
Jay Fire.
She's one of my own. I'd also like to. No, I'm not going to give any more shout outs. But for those of you who don't know, I have 3 sons. And this week I found out that I'm finally having a baby girl. We've already named her
Yay.
Regretta. So we regretted having her from the minute that she was conceived. But yes, we are having a daughter. I'm having a daughter, a female transy.
And in 19 years,
You stay away from her, Boston
she's going to
Joe.
hit me up.
I will fuck your mother right
He'll
in front
already
of
be
you.
married to me by then, though.
What's up?
He'll be married to me by then.
Oh, really? Interesting. Is
listen.
that your Katie Stradamus?
Listen, the game's about to start. This place is packed. We'll send
Oh,
out
the
some
game's
videos.
about to start. I don't know about you.
The
I'm
game's
going to
about
watch.
start.
Let's go,
Until
Panthers.
next time.
Cheers, motherfuckers.